Hi everyone, I am Arul Kumar, working as Assistant Professor in Department of General Engineering, Kamraj College of Engineering Technology. In this video lecture, we are going to discuss about automatic water level controller using programmable logic controller. Okay, so in this video lecture, we are going to discuss about what is the necessity of automatic water level controller, and then what are the components used, and how the PLC controls the how the PLC monitors and control the water level, and then how to program the PLC using ladder logic diagram, and then the applications, and then the limitations. These are all we are going to discuss in this video lecture. So first thing, introduction. So automatic water level monitoring control system is widely used in residential and industrial and many industrial plants. It is most wanted one. Then PLC, it is used to monitor and maintain the water level in the tank automatically. The automation prevents wastage of water and our tank overflow. Okay, so it enhances the efficient operation. Then it ensures efficient water management. The overflow is decreased. So and then unwanted pump operating also prevented with the help of this system. So the objectives is, first thing, to monitor water level automatically, to prevent water overflow and dry running of pumps. Okay, because dry running of pump, it leads to produce poor energy management. Okay, so we need to prevent overflow as well as dry running of pumps, to reduce the manual intervention associated with the automatic water level monitoring, then to ensure efficient water utilization. Okay, so these are all the our primary objectives of our presentation. Then components used. The components used in this automatic water level monitoring system is, the first one is PLC controller, programmable logic controller. Then the second one is water level sensors. The sensors, may be two types of sensors are there. One is continuous and another one is discrete. Okay, so in our presentation now we are going to discuss about the discrete sensors. Okay, so we cannot able to measure continuous water level with the help of discrete sensors. Suppose if we are using an analog sensors, that time we may able to measure continuous water level, but here we are going to use the discrete sensors, and then discrete water level management only we are going to discuss in our presentation. Then the third one is water tank, then the fourth one is water pump, fifth one is motor starter and relay. Okay, then indicator lamps to indicate the level, then the power supply. Okay, so these are all the components used in the automatic water level control using PLC. This is the overall schematic diagram of automatic water level monitoring system using PLC. So the first one is, here we have showed the water tank. Okay, in the water tank we have placed the sensors at the three different levels. We have placed the sensors. In bottom of the tank we have placed the low level sensor. Okay, and in medium we have placed another sensor, medium level sensor, and in high level we have placed a high level sensor. Okay, then at last at top of the sensor we have the overflow sensor. Suppose if the tank level reaches this overflow sensing, means it will leads to overflow the tank. Okay, so in order to avoid the overflow, we have placed the overflow sensors. These are all the sensors we have used in the automatic water level controller. Then this is the master control, start boost button and the stop boost button. This is the master control. So these are all the inputs associated with the automatic water level monitoring system. So these inputs are passed to programmable logic controller with the help of I/O circuit. Okay, I/O modules. The I/O modules, here we have used only discrete I/O. So we are going to interface this input to the PLC. Now PLC is the brain of the system. PLC will act as a brain of the system. It collects the information from the sensors. Okay, the PLC operation, it consists of three cycles. First one is the input scan. Okay, then the second one is the program scan, then third one is the output scan. Okay, this is the PLC scan cycle. Okay, so PLC will act as a brain of the system. Then these are all the outputs associated with the automatic water level control. So the M0 is the master memory bit. It is used to latch the entire system. Then pump is the output, main output element. Then these are all the indicators: low level, high level, low level, medium level, high level, and full. Okay, to indicate. Okay, so these are all the indicators. Indicators is nothing but the lamp. Okay, the lamp will be used as a indicators. Okay, then based on this, the pump is going to control. based on the indication. Suppose if the tank full lamp is in that the green lamp is turn on, means at that time the pump will be deactivated with the help of this contactor. Okay. Then suppose if the low level yellow color low level indicator is high, means that time we need to turn on the pump in order to allow the water into the tank. Okay. Then here we have interfaced the system with the 230 volt 50 hertz AC supply. Here we have used the power supply for 24 volt DC. So this AC will be converted into DC with the help of rectifier circuit. Then this 24 volt DC is going to power up the PLC. Okay. So this is the schematic diagram of automatic water level monitoring system using PLC. Then in this slide the operating sequence is indicated, is illustrated. Okay. So the first one is, here we have used an on boost button. That on boost button is mostly an NO type contact. Okay. So here we are pressing that on boost button, start button. Then if you are pressing on boost button, the master coil will get activated. Okay. So the M coil will get activated and the master memory bit M0 will be set. Okay. So it comes to NO to NC. Initially this bit is in the NO position. If you are pressing the start button, this bit will goes to NC. Then the second stage is water levels to, suppose if the M0 is activated, means that time the pump will be turn on. Then if the M0 is activated, means the entire system will get latched, so that the PLC scans the sensor values. Okay. So now if you are looking at this, okay, if the level is low level L1, okay, so water level drops to the low level, so L1 sensor will get detected. Okay. So L1, if the L1 sensor is detected, means it turns on the pump to fill the tank. Okay. It turns on the pump to fill the tank, then water will continuously flow into the tank, then it reaches the L1 to L2 level. Okay. So if the L2 sensor is detected, means that time we need to indicate the, we need to turn on the medium level indication. Okay. Medium level indication lamp we need to glow. Okay. Then again the water will be continuously pouring into the tank, so the level will be increasing, keeps on increasing. If it reaches the L3 level, that time we need to turn off the pump. Okay. Turn off the pump at the high level. Okay. If pump turn off at the L3 level, okay, then if sensor overflow, okay, suppose, so if it is increases L3, that time if you are turning off the pump, means it will be better. Okay. So if it is continuously reaches on L3, L3 will be used to turn off the pump. Okay. Then if overload is if overflow is actuated, okay, if overflow sensor is activated, means that time we need to indicate tank level is full. Okay. So this is the operating sequence of the PLC based automatic water level monitoring system. Programming of PLC, it consists of few steps. The first step is we need to determine the number of input and outputs required. Okay. So here already we mentioned we are going to discuss about the discrete level discrete water level monitoring. Now we didn't discuss it about the continuous level. So here we are not. So here we are in not need of analog sensors. Okay. Then so we need to determine the number of digital inputs, and then we need to determine the number of digital outputs. Then we need to identify the control requirements. Then we need to estimate the PLC memory requirements. Then we need to select a suitable PLC. Okay. Then we need to prepare a wiring diagram. Then we need to develop a flow chart. Then we need to create a ladder logic program. So these are all the steps associated with the PLC ladder logic programming. Then the IO listing. Okay. So this is a very important step, because then only we here we are mapping that input and output with the memory. Okay. So here we have listed out the inputs. The first input is the start boost button, second input is the stop boost button. Okay. Start boost button is mostly NO type, NO contact. Stop boost button is mostly NC contact. If you are pressing that start boost button, that NO will become NC. Similarly, stop NC become NO. Okay. Then next L1 to L3, these are all the sensors which are used to detect the water level. L1 for low level, and L2 for medium level, and L3 for high level. Then OL sensor is the overflow sensor. Okay. then inputs, start boost button. Okay, so these are all the inputs associated with the PLC programming. Then we are going to discuss about the outputs. The first one is the M0 master memory bit. Then it is used to latch the entire system. Then second one is water pump control. Okay, pump control. Then third one is the low level indicators. ML is the medium level indicator, HL is the high level indicator, and the full is the tank full lamp indication. Okay, so these are all the, so this is the IO listing used in automatic water level monitoring system with the PLC. So now we are going to develop a ladder logic diagram for the automatic water level monitoring control. Okay, so the first step is, here we are going to push the start boost button. So if you are pressing that start boost button, already we discussed start boost button is mostly NO type. Okay, so we are pressing on start boost button, already the stop boost button is NC. Okay, so here the circuit will be closed so that the M0 will be enabled. Okay, if the M0 will be enabled means, already we told M0 is a memory latch. Okay, so this M0 contact will act as a sealing contact or holding contact or latching contact, because this concept is very much essential, because once if you are applying an input to the start boost button and momentarily we will release our hand. Okay, due to the spring tension, there is a boost button will come back to its original position. That time the entire circuit may comes to its reset. Okay, so in order to prevent the in order to latch the entire circuit, here we have used the M0 memory bit coil. Okay, so memory bit, M0 is act as a memory bit. So if it keeps on the entire circuits in turn on condition. Okay, so M0, here M0 is on. So then next L1, already if the water level is low means the L1 sensor is getting detected. That time L1 sensor is giving an information. That time that L1 will become NO to NC. So here then L3 previously last step it is in NC. So the pump will be turn on, pump will be turn on, water pump motor. Then if L1 is detected, it indicates low level. Okay, it activates the low level output. Then if L2 sensor detected, it activates medium level. If L3 detected, it activates high level. If overflow sensor is detected, it activates full level. Okay, so this is a simple application. This is the ladder logic diagram for automatic water level monitoring system. The first step is the start boost button. The start boost button is NO. So if you are pressing that start boost button, it comes to NC. Then already the stop boost button is NC type, so that it allows the current from start to M0. Okay, so M0 coil will be turn on. M0, here we have used the M0 contact as latching contact. It is used to keep the entire circuits in turn on condition. Okay, because start boost button we will apply a momentary input. If you are releasing our hand from the start boost button, due to the spring tension, it comes back to its original position. In order to avoid that entire circuit to become reset, here we have used the M0 coil as a latching contact. Okay, so M0 is actuated. Then if any one of the sensors, already the L1, L2, L3 sensors are in NC contact, so that the pump will get turns on. Okay, suppose if L3 is detected means that time L3 sensor, suppose the high level sensor is detected means that time L3 sensor will it shows the L3 sensor value will become 0 to 1. That means here we have used an NC contacts. Okay, so if NC contacts, that time L3 sensor is activated means that NC become NO. Okay, it is used this information is used to reset the pump. That means this information is used to turn off the pump. Okay, then this is the status indicators. If L1 sensor is detected means it will indicate low level. If L2 detected means it will indicate medium level. If L3 detected means it will indicate high level. If overflow detected means it will be indicated full. Okay, so this is a simple ladder logic diagram. The advantages of automatic water level monitoring control is automatic operation. It prevents water overflow and it saves water and electricity. It reduces manpower associated with the monitoring of water. Then reliable PLC based control. These are all the some of the advantages. Then the applications are, it is very much used in residential water tanks and industrial storage tanks and agriculture irrigation systems, then water treatment plants and sewage plants and commercial buildings. Okay, these are all the some of the applications of automatic water level monitoring system. Then in conclusion, we have discussed about automatic water level monitoring systems. It provides efficient water management, automation reduces water wastage and it improves systems reliability. So here already we know that energy conservation, as per energy conservation, saving of 1 unit of energy is equal to producing 2 units of energy. So here we have reduced the water wastage and we have operated the pump in efficient manner. So it is suitable for domestic, commercial and industrial applications. Thank you.